have been interested in having dinner with those truth tellers. Besides, I was enjoying a much-needed rest on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon, lounging by the pool at the President's Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, roughly an hour from New York. Bedminster had been our home for the prior 9 days. I wrote some emails, splashed around in the pool, soaked up the summer sun, and downed a few drinks. The president always urged the staff to take advantage of the facilities at his properties once our work was done. We didn't need much convincing. I was in a tremendous mood. Our trip in mid-August 2019 couldn't have gone more smoothly. The president was happy, the first lady was happy, the senior staff was happy. As his executive assistant, think Mrs. Landingham from the West Wing, I took a great deal of pride in what we accomplished. I was aware of how easily it could have gone the other way. Donald Trump, you see, never looks forward to being away from the White House for more than a couple of days. He is frustrated by the image of him that has been spread by the press, shocking, I know, that he doesn't work very hard. Add that to its long list of lies. He works extremely hard. I'll go as far as to say that he has more energy than everyone else in the West Wing. We could barely keep up with him. The president often starts his workday about 6 a.m. He typically sleeps for only 4 or 5 hours, and some nights he doesn't get off the phone until around midnight. He believes in returning everyone's call, and I mean everyone. I can't imagine there has been anyone in that office who has made himself more available. Furthermore, he adores everything about the White House, which is why it is outrageous that people suggest he doesn't enjoy being president. He enjoys it very much. This is someone who didn't need the job, who took it on only because he loves his country and believed he was the right man to turn things around. He could have gone on as the celebrity he had been for most of his adult life, admired for the most part, and no one would have given it a second thought. Instead, he ran for president, the most demanding job in the world, against overwhelming odds, and put his legacy on the line. The history of the institution itself is never lost on him. When he had a guest in the Oval Office, he often told me, "Madeleine, get the picture of John John." He was referring to the famous photo from the early 1960s of President John F. Kennedy's 2-year-old son, John John, playing under the Resolute desk. "This is the same desk," President Trump would proceed to tell his guest. "Come, let's take a picture behind it." On more than a few occasions, when some of the staff were staying a little later than usual, the president would usher us into the Oval Office. "Look around," he'd tell us. "Look where we are. How incredible is this? We are standing in the Oval Office." I can't overstate how much moments like that meant to me. My colleagues and I would get so wrapped up in our day-to-day responsibilities, we would forget where we were and how essential our work was. Incredibly, it was our boss, the President of the United States, who had to be the one to remind us. He always appreciated how fortunate he was to be a part of history. I will never forget the first time the president rode on Marine One, the presidential helicopter. From my office, overlooking the Rose Garden, I watched him as he watched the helicopter land, and then as he made his way from the Oval Office and across the South Lawn to Marine One. He stopped in front of the Marine who was standing guard by the helicopter and gave the most respectful salute. Donald Trump had been in many helicopters, and private planes for that matter, but that look of reverence in his eyes told me this time was different. For the August trip to Bedminster, we needed to be as persuasive as ever in order to get him to agree to it. He didn't want to go for long, certainly not 10 days. In the summer of 2017, when the West Wing underwent a much-needed renovation, he had gone to his club for 2 weeks and been destroyed by the media. They had suggested he was merely taking a vacation, and nothing could have been further from the truth. I'm not even sure the word vacation is in Donald Trump's vocabulary. Besides, every president gets out of Washington in August for a week or longer. The city all but shuts down. Congress is out of session, and the weather is just miserable. President Barack Obama used to go to Martha's Vineyard,